Oh, thank God we don't have to deal with those two without Ike today. Ike is back. Welcome back, Ike.
Brother Spike, what's happening? Couldn't have been that bad
yesterday.
I
couldn't even listen to those two.
Whatever happened to Ike Roost?
I love it. Jackie Baseball, listen, the team is on a roll right now. Feeling pretty good. Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, see, once again, Eagles elitist Ike is coming out.
Yep.
But first, I know you were crying into your tissues last night. We took down the Reds. We dominated the Cincinnati
probably
Reds.
bugged you.
Yeah, we got you, Ike. Who are you rooting for?
We knew why you weren't here yesterday. Get ready for your Reds against the Phillies.
Quick trip to Cincy.
So this is what we're going to do?
No, just for a minute. Just for a second.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Big show as always today. Of course, Ike is back. It is Tuesday, which means now we've had Elliott overload, I would say, over the last few weeks, but Tuesdays with Elliott does return today at 3 o'clock. But we do have to start with the Phils, who have now won 4 in a row, 6-7.
Yeah.
They battled back last night. Look, first of all, by the way, Taijuan Walker, the Phils are rolling when we get 6 innings of 1-run ball from Taijuan Walker, whose ERA since
appreciation show?
Yeah, dude, his ERA since coming back as a starter is under 3. This team right now, the Phillies have the exact same record they had at this point last year, except it is happening in the exact opposite way that it happened last year. They're getting hot at the right time, and that Duran trade, I believe, is exactly what the team needed and sort of gave the team the juice that they needed. I felt like the Phillies were having a good season, but needed the organization to say, we believe that you are good enough. And here we have the team getting hot at the right part of the year, the second half of the year. Trey Turner having the best season of his Phillies career. Kyle Schwarber is having the best season of his whole career. They have the best starting staff in the National League. I just think the Duran trade changed everything. I think the Phillies this year are different. I believe they are a true World Series contender. I think this is a different team since the trade deadline, and I think we can put our faith into this team.
Listen, I'm almost there with you. I really am. This was a good weekend. It's been a great week and a half, quite frankly. It's really been pretty good since the trade deadline. There's a lot of positive things there that you want to buy into with this baseball team. I'll just say this. I need to see more. I'm ready to take the plunge, but I'm not completely there yet.
I'm there.
I'm just not completely there yet. As far as, listen, we know they're going to be a playoff team.
Yes.
That's not the question.
Sure.
It's how far can they go in the playoffs, and do I really buy into whether or not this is a legitimate World Series team? Okay. So here's some of the concerns that I have.
Yep.
Not in love still with the bottom of the lineup. Although,
come on.
The fighting Ike Reese is at the bottom of the lineup.
Relax.
Okay.
I knew you guys would be ready to jump. I know it. The bottom of the lineup's done a great job the last 3 or 4 games. I get it.
Yep.
That's not postseason baseball. The Zach Wheeler thing, we need to get it fixed.
A little bit of a concern.
I don't know what the situation is there. We need to get it fixed. And I need Aaron Nola to come back and be the Aaron Nola that we had at least last year.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty damn good last year.
Yeah, it would be a boost. I think
we can't have first half of the season Aaron Nola.
No.
I'm a Knowles guy, but I can't have the first half of the season Aaron Nola.
But here's one of, and the Nola thing is a good thing to bring up, because if you had told me at the beginning of the year that we would miss Aaron Nola for 2.5 months or however long it's been, Alec Boehm hasn't played the game in 3 weeks, and both those guys are not here. It doesn't seem like they're missing it at all. Mm-hmm. And we are getting performances out of the stars, right? Yep. But when the stars aren't performing, then the other guys are stepping up. Maybe it is Marsh one night. Maybe it is Sosa one night. Maybe it's West and Wilson. And we're sort of in that thing with the Phils right now. And this happens sometimes with baseball teams where, you can pick and choose the manager of what move he makes. Was that the right move, the wrong move? Mm-hmm. And normally what we judge it on is, did it work or not?
Yeah.
Right? And it's one of those things where the things that he is doing they are working. Like the outfield platoon, it's working. He was platooning Stott for a while. It worked. Stott is now hitting again. I look at the team and it feels like they are a veteran team that has been building toward a season like this, and they have learned lessons. I believe they learned lessons from last year. Look, I can't guarantee anything, but I look at the rest of the National League, and I say league, and I say to myself,
no, it's league.
Well, it's league.
It's league with our fantasy league.
Okay, all right,
team.
fair
We
enough.
don't do league for everything.
All right, fair enough.
It confuses me.
And like, I don't, the Duran thing.
Yeah, it's great.
I said yesterday.
It's like T.O. in 04.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about Zach Wheeler right now?
A little nervous.
A little nervous, right?
A little nervous.
That's all I'm saying. A little nervous.
A little nervous.
Would we like to see Bryce get going a little bit?
Well, but he did, and now he's cooling off, and then he will again.
Oh, so we all feel good about Bryce? We feel good there?
I feel fine about Bryce.
No problems there?
He's alive.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying these are things that if I were to say Phillies, Milwaukee, how many people think Milwaukee? They've been the hottest team in baseball the last 2 months.
Look, I'd like them to cool off a little bit.
Right.
I would like them to cool off a little bit.
Well, that's what we're talking about, right? Getting to the World Series. So are we going to beat Milwaukee? Are we going to be able to beat the Dodgers? We're feeling that right now.
What I am feeling is I will take our starting pitching, our lineup, our bullpen, and our closer against anybody in the National League. And then, the American League is not nearly as good as the National League. I will take it. I feel like they've learned the lesson. And this is the last thing I'll say.
Okay.
And by the way, 215-592-9494. Do you feel like the Phillies are different since the deadline? That this is a different team that you can put your faith in? Is like, I truly believe that the Duran thing puts everything in its right place. I have never felt as dude. I know it's been a week and a half.
Hold on, listen.
Yeah,
you were right about the reliever.
No, but that's not what this is about. No. Just let me say, it's not.
That's what it is.
No.
I've never heard so much faith being put in a team based on a damn reliever.
Because here's why. Look, this is not about me picking the reliever. Nobody remembers it anyway.
Sure, we do.
No, well, you do, but nobody. Everybody listening thinks of my meltdown about them not getting Stephen Kwan. Is like. The feeling that I have going into the ninth, I don't know that I've ever cheered for a baseball team where I feel that confident. And that goes for Brad Lidge in 08. Brad Lidge made me nervous half the time he was in there. It just feels like we're playing an 8-inning game. Yes, absolutely.
So here's the thing. You have to have that same amount of confidence in the lineup to get you the runs to make sure he's there in the ninth inning. We know it's like Mariano Rivera. Yeah, he's a sure thing.
It's amazing.
But you have to have the lead in order for him to come in and do his thing.
We only need 3 runs. We can score 3 runs. All right, 215-592-9494. Do you believe
it though? I like it though.
Yeah, I like the juice.
I
want.
I'm not completely there yet, but I like it.
I want a September, October full of juice from both teams. That's what I want. And I feel like the Phillies are giving it to us.
What both teams?
Well, the Eagles.
Oh, I hadn't even brought up the Eagles.
Yeah,
that's a given.
You can't wait.
That's a given.
All right, yeah. Did you hear they won the Super Bowl? All right. 215-592-9494. Do you think the Phillies are different? And we do have another spot in the WIP Afternoon Show Fantasy Football League. We got 2 spots left. Who we give it to yesterday, Steven?
George in North Philly.
George in North Philly. That's right.
North Philly?
Yes.
He was very proud that he wanted to represent his part of the delegation, who usually doesn't call when Ike's not
When
here.
Ike's not there, yeah.
He failed 2 of our questions about the show.
We give it to him anyway.
But he called back and eventually got 1 right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we take that answer.
Well, and you know who he represented to me, too? There was delegation representation. But the other thing was, he was like, I love the show, but I never get a chance to call. And I we get to talk to so many of our listeners on the phone lines, but there's thousands more that we don't get to talk to. So I feel like George represented the non-calling faction.
Yeah, you had a soft spot for that.
I do.